Greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining me for readings of portions of my book, Prejudential, Black America and the Presidents. We're at the third chapter. That's Thomas Jefferson. Jefferson is considered one of those greatest presidents, iconic presidents, face on Mount Rushmore, author of the Declaration of Independence, face on the money, etc. But he's very problematic where Black people are concerned, and frankly should be considered problematic for everyone. He was admired for his great scholarship. He was said to be brilliant, founded the University of Virginia, and so on. But they can't sugarcoat the fact that he owned more than 600 people in his lifetime, and had sex with at least one of them when she was a minor child, Sally Hemings. Yet he also claimed to have misgivings about slavery. He claimed at various times he was in favor of gradual emancipation, dubious dispersion theory, but he never gave up the source of his wealth, which were these human beings. And the early presidents established this mandate to expand westward. And the Louisiana Purchase, the acquisition of France's last territories on the North American mainland, happened under his watch. It was a huge amount of territory. It's basically half of what's the United States. Land west of the Mississippi River, that's now Arkansas, Missouri, Iowa, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, parts of Minnesota, both Dakotas, New Mexico, Texas, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, and of course, Louisiana. And it's very interesting history. France sold these territories because of the loss of their very profitable plantation economy in Haiti as a result of the Haitian Revolution. But the irony being that these new territories allowed the U.S. to expand its settler colony and chattel slavery in these new territories. He could have, had he really meant what he said about considering slavery evil, he could have ended it. Congress gave him complete control over the new Louisiana territories, and the treaty said that inhabitants of the ceded territory would enjoy the same rights as all American citizens, but he changed the wording to white inhabitants. And why wouldn't he? There are, of course, many First Nations, indigenous peoples in this territory who didn't know that their territories, their lands were claimed by France or that they were now claimed by the U.S. government. And he told William Henry Harrison, a future president, governor of Indiana, he said, should any tribe be foolhardy enough to take up the hatchet at any time, the seizing of the whole country of that tribe and driving them across the Mississippi as the only condition of peace would be an example to others. And that's exactly what he and all of his predecessors did. And he spoke often of gradual emancipation or postnatal emancipation plans, which meant people born on or after a certain date would be freed at a certain age. He talked about it, but nothing came of it. And he supported the continued expansion of slavery. Then he claimed he was in favor of a dispersion theory, that if slavery were dispersed throughout the country, it would end more quickly. Well, everywhere slavery expanded, it just kept expanding and expanded the desire for these profits. The acquisition of Missouri led later, after his presidency, of course, led to the 1820 Missouri Compromise, establishing which states would be allowed to have slavery or not. But he knew it would push the nation to war. He also, along with the other quote-unquote founding fathers, Madison and Washington, made sure that the nation's capital remained in slave-holding territory. Yes, it's true, Alexander Hamilton made a deal to assume the war debts of the new states in exchange for moving the capital from New York to Philadelphia to this new city. But the point of doing that was to make sure the capital was located in the South, excuse me, in the South, and was safely among other states which depended more on the slaveholding economy than northern states, who had slavery as well. We should talk about his relationship with Tadeusz Kosciuszko, Polish officer who fought in the revolution. Kosciuszko was also a slaveholder, decided though to free those people, and he and Jefferson discussed this quite often. Jefferson would often claim that he wanted to do that but couldn't afford to. So Kosciuszko left him money in his will, saying that this would compensate him for freeing the people he claimed he wanted to free. But Jefferson never used the bequest to do anything of the sort because he was not interested in it at all. And I think I can sum up by saying that he was a true president. He founded this country, but it's a settler colony built on stolen land, built on enslavement. And that is how we should remember Thomas Jefferson, not the many books in his library or any of these other facts about him that are meant to absolve what he and others stood for. So thanks for joining me for this little reading. And if you look below the video, you will see where you can purchase my book, Prejudential, Black America and the Presidents. Thank you so much.